Are the home prices dipping? Well, you want to stick around and watch to find out the answer.
This is Kasama Lee, your community realtor.
So if you've been reading the news, whether it's online or in actual newspapers and articles, I'm sure you've seen that the indication is that home prices are dipping. So what does that mean to you? Should you be concerned? Should you be freaking out right now? Should you be anxious? I don't know if you've heard of the 5-year rule in home prices. If you haven't, here it is for you. If you find this type of content valuable, you want to hit subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss future videos. Thank you for commenting, subscribing, sharing, liking, all of the things. Makes my heart happy that this content is getting out there to add value to people. While it is true nationwide, home prices have dipped a little bit, okay? Not a lot, and I'm going to talk about the percentage in just a little bit. By the end of this video, my hope is that it brings you some peace of mind and some ease to what might be happening with the market right now. The market is correcting. There is no question. The beautiful thing about real estate is that it is cyclical, which means it goes into the ups and the downs and the cycles of it, okay? But it always bounces back. So if you remember, you can look at the chart right here, right? You can see that the trend of home prices always go up, with the exception of 2008. If you remember 2008, we had a crash. We had a recession and we had a crash. And we had bubbles, bursting because there were loans that should have never been issued to homeowners. And the mortgage started to adjust like double and triple within like 2 to 3 years. And people could no longer afford to stay in their home. So they were walking away, and there were short sales and foreclosures, you name it. All of that was happening starting at 2008. And here's a chart that you can see. Now, what happened in 2008 is an exception. It has never happened again, and it is very unlikely that it would ever happen again. And those mortgage companies that actually issued and approved buyers in an irresponsible way to cover a mortgage that they would never be able to afford a few years down the road. The loan, you remember, it was called negative amortization loan, no longer exists. It's completely wiped out of the industry, okay? So it's very unlikely that what happened in 2008 would ever happen again, because we no longer have that engine called negative amortization loan. With that in mind, the general rule of thumb of the 5-year rule is that while the market is going to correct itself, but if you have owned a home for 5 years, at least 5 years, in other words, you buy it and you hold it and you don't try to get out of that cycle before 5 years, chances are you're going to be experiencing the appreciation, the equity appreciation of the home. What is the 5-year rule? So this is a quote, a direct quote that I want to read to you. There's the 5-year rule of thumb in real estate, which suggests that most buyers can buffer themselves from mild short-term declines if they plan to own a property for at least that amount of time. And that's the quote from Lance Lambert, co-founder of Resi Club. So what does this mean? What is happening in today's market? Yes, home prices have dropped a little bit. Statistics have shown that home prices have dropped by 2.9% since April 2024. Not a big drop, okay? But the upside of this, if you have owned a home and you have owned it since 2000, so it's been 5 years, right? Statistics have shown that home prices have grown by a staggering 55% in the last 5 years. So that's since the pandemic, since 2000. So let's not forget the appreciation that most homeowners who had bought since 2000 would have never had in such an accelerated rate due to the pandemic. In here, you will see the chart that talks about how the recent dips are offset by the 5-year gains. And here's another nationwide chart. You can see right here, and home values are up in every state over 5 years. So if you have been sort of like having anxiety about what is happening with the home value, it's kind of like the stock market, but not as volatile. The best thing that I can tell you about hanging on or having properties in your portfolio is that if you are holding it long term, it will pay off long term. Okay, that's the key term. We personally had purchased a property in 2023. So it's only been 2 years. And, the value is it's kind of there. So I don't even look at the Zillow value, how it notifies you. Because here's the thing, I'm not selling. I'm not looking to sell in the next year or 2 years or 3 years. I'm holding for at least 5 years. So let the market do its thing. Let the housing market do its thing, which is it's going through a cycle. Guess what? When interest rates start to come down, whether it's next year or 2 years from now, prices are going to do what? They're going to go up. Interest rates come down, prices go up. Remember that. So you got to play the waiting game, and you have to be patient and hang in there. It's a great opportunity if you are a buyer to be buying right now, because home prices are slightly dipping. And if you don't like the way the interest rates look, guess what? You're locking in the lower price, and then you can refinance out of the higher interest rate that may seem high to you right now. And then a couple of years from now, refi out and get into a lower interest rate when that interest rate cycle goes on a downside, because at that time, your home value would be going up. You got it. All right, I hope this video has brought you some ease and some peace of mind, knowing that the patient ones will win in the real estate market. Thanks for watching.